On September 20th, 4 million people across the globe expressed their concern and anger about climate change by demonstrating, which means gathering or walking in a public place to show their opinion. I thought this is a good time to look at the language of demonstrating and protesters. So, if you guys are interested to know more about the vocabulary of demonstrating, then stay tuned because this is going to be a really interesting listening exercise for you. Sit back, put your earphones on, and relax. First up, the verb protest is a synonym for demonstrate. Employees are protesting against the cuts. In the US English especially, protest is often used transitively. For example, students protested the laws. A phrase that is frequently used, especially in newspapers, to mean protest is also take to the streets. Example, millions took to the streets in the largest environmental protest in history. Protest is also a noun. We talk about holding or staging a protest. They're holding a protest in the town square, or we decided to stage a protest. The noun from demonstrate is demonstration, as you may know. It's sometimes shortened informally to demo. Again, we talk about holding or staging a demonstration or a demo. For example, students held or staged a demonstration outside the law courts. Most protests are peaceful or peaceable or nonviolent. Those that are not are often described in newspapers as angry. And you may find a sentence that goes like this: there were angry protests in central London. When an event causes a protest, newspapers often report it as sparking a protest. For example, the bill has sparked mass protests in both major cities. The bill has sparked mass protests in both major cities. People attending protests are called demonstrators or protesters. For example, up to 1 million protesters are expected in the capital. A march. A march is a public event in which people walk somewhere to show their opinion about something. We say that people go on a march. She's going on an animal rights march this Sunday. March is also a verb. If people march on somewhere, they deliberately march towards it as part of the protest. When a demonstration or march becomes noisy, violent, and uncontrolled, it's often referred to as a riot. A riot. A riot is erupted, meaning it suddenly starts. A riot erupted after police arrested 2 men. Riot is also a verb. For example, students are rioting in the capital. Protesters often hold or carry with them placards, which means large pieces of card with messages on them. They can also be called banners. Protesters usually chant, which means sing or shout a phrase repeatedly. For example, demonstrators chanted, "Whose planet? Our planet." They sometimes chant into megaphones, which are cone-shaped devices to make their voices louder. Finally, thinking about what demonstrators actually do during a protest. They may block roads, preventing traffic from entering a place, or sometimes they occupy a building or other space, moving into it and taking control of it. Let's take an example. Demonstrators occupied both public squares in the capital city. In order to occupy a space, they may stage a sit-in, meaning sitting down and refusing to leave, or a die-in which they lie down and refuse to leave. Alright, guys, thank you so much for listening to this podcast. We came to the end of it. I hope you enjoyed it and you learned something new from it. So, yeah, please give it a big thumbs up, share it with your friends, and don't forget that I'm going to leave a transcript of this podcast in the description box down below this video. Don't forget to check it out so that you can take the most advantage out of this podcast. Thank you so much, guys, for watching, and catch you guys soon.